The Ottawa startup company Field Effect has quickly become a dominant player in the global cybersecurity market. Field Effect offers a whole gamut of cybersecurity tools and services to businesses of all sizes. But it's been their ability to offer solutions to small and medium-sized businesses that's fueled their rapid expansion and increasingly has people referring to them as the Shopify of the cybersecurity industry. We'll explore what's led to their continued growth, who their competitors are, and how they plan to stay ahead of the bad guys on the internet. Today on Techopia Live. Hello and welcome to Techopia Live. I'm your host, Sherry Ask, and I am thrilled to welcome to the show today the CEO and founder of Field Effect, Matt Holland. Matt,
how you doing,
thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Techopia Live.
Thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it.
No problem. So I gave a bit of background off the top, but for people who aren't familiar with Field Effect and what you guys do, can you give us a bit of a Coles Notes versions of what you offer and how you came to be?
Yeah, absolutely. So Field Effect is a cybersecurity company. We technically started in 2016, but we've been around as an entity a little bit longer than that. We specialize in managed detect and response service, and what that means is we deliver technology in the form of hardware and software, and we have an operations and analyst team that actually uses that to protect customers aimed at small and medium businesses largely.
Now, I know in the cybersecurity industry, a lot of the work is aimed at the public sector, governments, for example. How much of what you do is in the public sector versus private clientele?
I think the concepts are largely in the public sector, but I guess the special sauce that makes our company special is largely a product of really a decade of ongoing research and development. Our company is also made up of a significant number of former intelligence agency employees, so we have an interesting look into the future and have a keen eye as to what's coming on the horizon.
You said you've been, working on this for 10 years. Who would you say your biggest competitors are?
That's a really good question. I don't really think that we have competitors specifically with what we offer. There are obviously lots of cybersecurity firms out there. Some big ones are Microsoft and CrowdStrike, and they're very successful companies. But I don't think we necessarily, or I wouldn't consider them necessarily competitors with us, because what we have is our own technology stack, which is a very rare thing. So we've built a system that monitors endpoints and your network and your IoT and your cloud services and even your mobile devices. And so we've developed this all ourselves. And what that allows us to do is offer it at a price point that is attractive to small to medium businesses. And that combination, I think, is pretty rare in the world. And in fact, I don't know another company that actually offers that complete package.
What was it that made you realize that there was this gap to serve small and medium-sized businesses in particular, that was what you wanted to go after?
Well, small to medium-sized businesses have largely been neglected by cybersecurity vendors, and not for any malicious reason. It's just very difficult to actually build a program that is at an attractive price point for small to medium businesses. So, looking at all the hundreds of thousands to millions of small to medium businesses out there in the world, it was clear that there was no company, filling their need, and we thought it was not only a good challenge, but something that we could really do to help the world.
Yeah, and I mentioned off the top as well that you've been increasingly referred to as the Shopify of the cybersecurity industry. Those are big shoes to fill, a global name. What is the plan to see that through?
Well, we're in an interesting point in the company's growth, because I think we have the formula that we need to literally protect every small and medium business in the world. So for us, it's not a matter of necessarily trying to find out what works. For us, the challenge is, getting our name out there and finding a way to reach every small to medium business in the world. So that involves, growing into other countries, Last year, we expanded our operations into the UK and the US. This year, we've already expanded into Australia, and we're also eyeing mainland Europe as well. So it's really about just getting out there. We've already got that formula to scale our operations. It's just getting out there.
Okay, so I asked, who do you think your main competitors are? What about, I mean, staying ahead of competitors is one thing, but how do you stay ahead of the bad guys themselves? Because you can look at the news. It seems every day there's a new hacking story in the news or a new security breach, and those guys are always learning. So, in terms of that challenge, what are you doing to stay ahead of them and to stay competitive in the market that way?
It's really continuous research and development. That's a very unique attribute of the cybersecurity industry, that you can never stand still. There's never a point where you can sit back and say, okay, we've got this solved, or we have the technology to solve a particular problem. We are continuously researching new attack methods internally to test our own technology against. And this is something that, the fact that we have such deep roots in the intelligence industry, that's just an innate quality, I think, to how so many of us in this company actually approach the problem. So, I mean, largely we just never sleep. That's
never sleep. I guess it's not. Yeah, there's no break on the internet, right? It's 24/7. Yeah. And the products as well, I guess, continually being updated as part of that. Is it like your iPhone, I guess, where you get a notification? Are people do they have to reinstall or?
So the way our tech is actually developed is, as we roll out new iterations, that it's completely transparent to our customers. And that was something that we took a lot of time initially to build, to make sure that we got right. Because, to start with, nobody really ever wants to buy cybersecurity because, conceptually, why should somebody need to worry about somebody breaking into the computers? You would think that if you bought something, it would just be secure to begin with. So, removing barriers, I guess, to maintaining the system was a very, very important thing. So if a company acquires our service, largely it just operates in the background and they don't hear from us unless there's actually been an attack.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. I guess, yeah, that's when you do want to know, but it's still updating in the background while they go.
Always, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to take a moment, as we've been talking about, updating products and services, to talk about one of the resources that local tech firms have been turning to. And that is the University of Ottawa's Faculty of Engineering, which is one of the supporters of Techopia Live. There's an opportunity for local companies to solve technical challenges through research partnerships at the University of Ottawa. The faculty's researchers are focused on applying their expertise to tackling real-world problems that are keen to work with businesses to bring these solutions to market. These collaborations can unlock funding opportunities as well as lead to grants for hiring PhD students. Companies can also access lab-specific equipment and gain access to world-leading researchers. For more about the opportunities available to local firms, go to engineering.uottawa.ca. Matt, Field Effect is sort of making a way for things by targeting small and medium-sized businesses. I'm wondering if there's anything else for you personally that's fueling that. Anything about the industry itself right now that's really driving your motivation?
Yeah, I think there's a few things. The cybersecurity industry has been around for 20, 30 years now, and I don't really think there's any company out there that's gotten it right yet. So I think the ongoing desire to be a company that can actually solve this problem, I think, is something that drives us all in the company. But I think the bigger thing is every day in the company when we start, we look at the last 24 hours of security breaches around the world. And it's an ongoing frustration because we see these breaches and we know for a fact that we could have stopped those breaches. And when it comes to small to medium businesses, a single cybersecurity breach can be something that can take your entire company down. The average cost of a security breach to remediate is over $100,000. And when you think about a small to medium business, what that impact is like, is that something that every company can absorb? Probably not. So, I mean, for us, solving that problem is what really keeps us going.
I'm just curious, when you talk about, looking back at the past 24 hours of security breaches, I mean, that's got to be frightening. Does anything you see there keep you up at night? Even for yourself as a business, you guys could be hacked.
Yeah. It's always an ongoing threat. If you look at FireEye with the solar winds breach that happened about a month ago at this point, they're a very large leading firm in the cybersecurity industry, and they got hacked, and it can really happen to anybody. And I think what keeps me up at night is when we actually see the ones that we know we can stop around the world. To a company that's not a current customer of ours get hacked, and we read about it. We read the technical details, and it is just it's quite frustrating to look at that and say, "Yep, we could have stopped that," and that's that doesn't go away.
Yeah. Well, Field Effect has been named by the Ottawa Business Journal as one of the tech firms to watch for 2021. So we wish you all the best with that venture. Is there anything else that you'd like people to know about the company and what you're trying to do
Yeah,
before we go?
yeah, absolutely. I think Field Effect is a very unique company. It's an exciting company to get behind, and I think over the next couple of years, I think we'll be a company that Ottawa can be proud of, Canada can be proud of, and fast forward, 5 to 10 years, I look forward to being able to say we've just saved the world tens to hundreds of billions of dollars in cybersecurity loss.
Okay. Well, Matt, best of luck, and thank you so much for joining us today on Techopia Live.
Thank you for having me, Sherry. Really appreciate it.
Before we go, I just want to take a moment to thank our sponsors, without whom this show would not be possible. Number Crunch, offering virtualized CFO services for SaaS companies. Curly Robertson, Hill and McDougall, a leader in business and tech law. TD Bank, with specialized programs for tech firms. The University of Ottawa Faculty of Engineering, creating the next generation of technical talent. And Stratford Managers, providing services to help you scale your tech venture. Techopia Live is not just a great show. We are also available online with articles daily at obj.ca/Techopia. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Our handle is Techopia, OTT. If you are on YouTube, please subscribe or click the like button and leave a comment down below. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll be back soon with another episode of Techopia Live.